There is using a couple things. I'm about to got my fire bat to level 20, which she's doing really good. I'm trying to go into hard, but hard is just a little too difficult. Like maybe for the ninja or something it's easier because you get jumped very, very fast in that game. Very fast in hard mode, I mean. I'm just chilling up, playing some Shining Force 2. Definitely one of my go-to games I always play every year. First time I ever played this, I think it was like 94, 95. I was really, really into the game. Carbs and shit. Yeah. Finally, I just get my damn bed today, supposedly. I can't wait for that shit to come in. Got really fucking annoyed over them saying it's coming on 25th and then not coming on 25th. Worked out yesterday, really good in that. I got all these new machines I had in my cash really hard in that. My cash actually been quite fucking good. There's this super hot fucking chick there. She was working out next to me and that when I was doing my triceps and that. My god, she was just very attractive. I've seen her there multiple times before that, but she's a very attractive woman. That's the only thing fun about going up to these gyms. Like, other than working out, you can make it with people and shit. I mean, yes, I do see a lot of girls going there, and you know, they show off the boobs and all that shit, and that. It's like a constant occurrence with them. But all in doubt, I mean, I don't think they should. Like, seeing girls wear like normal fucking shorts and shit. I never really cared for the gym like attire, wearing like gym clothes and shit. Even when guys wear shit, like, when I see guys wear like sleeveless or wear like tank tops and that, they walk around, they're like doing the whole buff thing and that. I really don't care for that shit too much. I'm definitely not a big fan of that either. Like, dude, you guys can wear normal fucking shirts. Like, you can wear tight shirts and that. I understand that you want to fucking look fucking big in your shirt. I just wear tighter shirts. Because it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't. To me, you look more presentable. I mean, I get it's okay, like when you're working outside and that you wear a sleeveless shirt and that, or you're like going to the pool or something like that, it's just easier to take it off. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm not a huge fan of people showing off. Doesn't do anything. People don't fucking care. Like, there was one guy at the gym, he looked like he was from the military now. He was really fucking like cut and shit. Like, all you guys that have that much fucking cutness, you guys are all on fucking shit. You don't want to say that you're not. Why just work out? Dude, you're fucking, you have too much muscle mass. You're at like 8% body fat, motherfucker. You're on steroids. You have some type of fucking thing in you that's giving you that kind of like balance to keep you going. There's just no fucking way. I know people will say, oh, if you diet, yeah, you could diet down to a certain fat percentage, but to be able to maintain it without taking testosterone or fucking all kinds of shit, it's nearly impossible. You guys are all just fucking cheating. Like, you guys are not even doing anything natural anymore. And it's just kind of funny now, being someone that's been lifting for a little bit, man. I'm actually building a good amount of muscle, and I'm just getting thicker than that. And all I do is take pre-workout creatine. I know these guys that have pills with fucking diuretics and shit and all this crap, and they're like, I got skinny and lean. Thing is, it's unattractive to be too above fucking a certain, too below a fat percentage. Like, you could sit there and be like that. It's just a fucking ego thing with these men. It's just the same thing with women, and they walk around and they get those gigantic fucking booties on them, and then they walk around their ass and all hanging out. It's like, dude, your ass is way too fucking big. Your ass doesn't get that big unless you're fucking taking something, unless you got fucking surgery done. Unless you have a naturally, like, thickness, but that's such a small fucking percentage of people. And it's just funny to fucking look at people that try so desperately to change the way they look when they already fucking look good. And then they get all fucking mad and shit because people don't give them fucking attention. Yeah, it was just funny, but it was like, at the guy, dude, your fat percent is way too fucking low, bro. And you're like rather fucking big of a dude. How do you even get like that? I'm very like curious. You don't say it's diet and exercise. That's all fucking bullshit. I would never believe that. Fuck no, I don't believe that shit. Look at all these fitness influencers and that, you know, a lot of people are coming out and saying that they take steroids. Almost all of them are. And if you see one of them come out, that means all the rest of them are saying that they're natural, they're all on roids. Michael Hearn, on roids, 100%. That dude cycles. You can maintain fat percentage, yes. But the problem is, without enough fat on your body and that, you can't, it's hard to recover and build muscle. When you see like really big fucking dudes, a lot of mass on them, they always are like fat. They always have a higher fat percentage. That's just how our bodies work. Some people can get really lean and sub muscle detail, but they're not gonna get fucking gigantic huge. Like, it's either one or the other. And that's the problem that I've noticed when I lift weights and that. You know, I try to tell myself, like, I don't care if I'm a little fat, because I know I'm going to be. Eventually, I might drop weight, but I'd rather focus on massing up. So I say bulking up, which is stupid as fucking sucks. It's not to get fatter and gain muscle, it's to maintain my fat and to build muscle. And then my strength constantly gains. Like, my strength has gained a lot. I was curling 25 pounds with my back up against the wall, and I was like leaning. I was like leaning back, so my arms would not fucking like move to use my shoulder and I was doing 25 pounds. I did up with 13 times with 25-pound dumbbells. And I did like 3 sets. and the last set was like at 8. And that was a huge accomplishment, because at 25 pounds is not a lot. People say a lot of stupid shit, don't they? They're like, 25 pounds is a lot, 30 pounds ain't a lot, 50 pounds ain't a lot. It's like, dude, no one fucking curls a good 30, 40 pounds, and I've seen it so many times before with rather big fucking dudes. They don't go to 50, 60 pound girls. I see people do like 80 pound curls and shit, and they lob their hands all over the place and that, and they don't even actually do anything, and they're like, well, I'm not building muscle. Heavy weights is the way to do it. I'm like, you might gain some forearm strength in that. You might gain a little bit of grip strength because you have to grab the motherfucker. That's a lot of weight on your hands. Your hands can be able to hold a lot because you got so much different muscle groups. But like one kid that I see, I used to kind of like work out, not really with, but we'd be in the gym together, and then we kind of talk a lot. He's younger than me. He's got, you know, slightly bigger forearms than me. Because he likes to pick up like 60-pound weights and do hammer curls with them. But his biceps are big. He's just fat. You know, his arms look good. The big because he's got a lot of fat on him and that. You know, his fat percentage is higher than mine. So when I look at him in that, I'm just like, you know, he saw me the other day and he was complimenting me on how big I am. And I'm just like, I don't notice how big I am because I see myself every day. But you know, other people see it that I'm bigger. I'm like, okay, well, I don't fucking lift heavy. I never lift heavy. I lift with 15 to 25 reps. If I do lift heavy, sometimes it's just because, you know, I'll start off heavy and then I'll go down to lighter weight. Because some weight, if you can at least do 8, I think it's a good rep range. If you could do more than 8, then you're doing good, as long as you feel it. That's all that counts. And, no, the curls and that, 25 pounds is a good feel weight. So about 50 or so pounds. You know, just like with me and that, I was doing preacher curls and that. You know, like, see people on there and that. You know, if they look at the weight and that. Preacher curls are a lot of biceps and forearms. You gotta be strong enough to get a fucking do it. And it was like that one like curvy bar, which I didn't really like too much, but I have a straight bar. Some curvy bars are good, but like the way it fluctuates, it's just weird. You know, I put, I think it was like 65 on it, and I was doing preacher curls at 65 pounds. And it was a good weight, you know, it felt great. You know, it felt, you know, I could do about 8 reps, you know, that's the minimum reps I could go to, about 8. You know, but it all depends on how it feels. If I can get up to 3 and my arms are burning, then, you know, more or less likely that's a good weight too. You know, because as long as I'm burning, that's all that matters. But I don't like to start off with massively heavy weight I can barely do because I don't feel anything. If the muscle ain't strong enough to really actually like pick it up, then defeat the purpose of picking it up. But it was, you know, 65 pounds, and it was a lot. Because the bar itself is 35. It felt like it was 35. It could have been 25. Even if it was 25, I still did fucking 55 pounds. Which is about right. I said about 25. I don't know how those curve bars are. I don't think they're, because a full bench bar is 45. So I would say, yeah, it could have been, I would say 35. It's 10 pounds less of metal, and that would be that much more. It's about the same. So either or. I could look that up right now just to see how much it actually does work. How much weight is a curl bar? Curl bar. 25 to 35 pounds. Okay. This is the one right here. Okay, it's a 20. So it's a 20-pound bar. Okay, so it's 20 pounds, so it's 50 pounds out of the ground. It's got little brackets. So it was, okay, so it was 50 pounds. That's about right. And the eagle other than that. But yeah, it was, it felt heavier than one did. So that's good, look shit up. Because you honestly never know. I don't want to spit guess shit. If I don't know it, then I'm gonna look it up, find out. So that was about, so it was about 50 pounds. That's, I mean, honestly, it's still a lot of fucking weight. With control, it's really nice. Especially when the preacher curl is nice and everything's nice. So you got your whole forearm length. So when you first initially pick it up, you're slightly, well, you're farther away from your body. Just the way you're put on that, so it does add a little bit, slight more weight too, because you're farther away from the middle of the body now. The farther away you go from the middle of your body now, the more weight becomes, because the center of gravity changes. So it puts more tension on the muscles. So it's not even that the weight's more, just the tension lengthens. I think it's every like so many inches. I think you get more pounds out of it. So we took 15 pounds and you did like a lateral raise. And then you took 50 pounds halfway and did a lateral raise. The weight would significantly get like 20-30% heavier. Then you went straight arm out, and then you did a fucking, a shoulder raise. That weight would feel like it's fucking outrageously fucking heavy. To a certain extent, about how strong you are. So there's a percentage of it. So when you do like a preacher curl, and that preacher curl is really far away from the body net. Even though your arms are kind of triced up, your elbows are braced up against the pad, you still got, like a 1.5 foot of fucking forearms hanging there. And the initial pickup is going to be way fucking heavier until you get the center of gravity closer to you. And then it gets kind of a little bit lighter. That's kind of like I put my head down there and let the bar kind of get close to my head, kind of like bump my head and I go back down. And then it just like signals out, like that perfect like angle. But no, I guess it just really all depends. I would have to say is like, when you exercise with purpose. Don't destroy yourself. And eat your damn protein, Keep up with your food. Because your food is your main thing that's going to keep you from, well, first off, dying, and second off, it's going to make you grow really quickly. That's probably what the biggest thing is, because, like, I rested, and I rested for, like, 4 days, and then finally my body actually fully recovered, and, like, I've noticed the change of, like, I'm wearing a shirt right now, that I have it more. It used to be kind of tight on me around the arms and that, a little bit around the shoulder and that, but now it's like tighter on the chest and that, and I don't really wear it, but now it's like pulling up on me because my chest is getting bigger, my shoulders are getting wider and that. It's just learning certain techniques. If you don't feel the muscle burn, don't feel that pain, then you're never going to gain muscle, no matter what. I don't give a fuck if you sit there and you're like, well, I lift weights and that, but if you never get to that peak last, like, couple reps, or even do a last set, like do a burnout set, which a lot of guys actually do. They do burnout sets. They'll drop that weight to like, if they're doing like, say 45, they'll drop that shit down to like 20 or 15 and just fucking hit that shit with a lot of fucking reps and get that muscle completely burned out. Once you get that muscle completely burned out, that your whole entire muscle's like, fractured, got a lot of splits in it, all you have to do is eat and recover. Eat and recover. Yeah, a lot of people are on steroids and that. I know for a fact. A lot of people take growth hormones or all stuff like that. And, you know, some of the people I actually talk to about it and that, they take peptides and shit. You know, they do recovery stuff because they know damn well that that's all they care about is the way they look. They're like, well, people like looking at me. Men like looking at you. That's the thing is, women don't like looking at guys that are fucking massively cut. They really don't. I mean, they might like it, but like, some men just don't fucking look good with too much, like, when they exercise too much. Some men look good with a little fat on them, and then those guys, they're gonna get fucking attracted to women. I mean, I'm learning that from my own perspective. I've never been skinny my whole entire life. I've always had 20+% body fat on me. I've always been at least 20 to 25% body fat. You know, maybe when I was a little bit younger than that, I was probably below 20. But like, right now and that, like, I keep my weight at the same. And like, I don't go by scales 100% about where my, like, I use the same scale for my weight and that, obviously. But like, this game's fucking loud as fuck. I go by looks. I go by how I feel. So like, when I do like these scans and shit, like electronic scans and that don't make no fucking sense to me. So I know I'm bigger and stronger, and I do the scans up at something superstore that says, well, you haven't gained, you gain a whole bunch of fat and your muscles are still the same. I say your scan's full of fucking shit. It's fucking lying because it doesn't make any sense. This is why when people say they go by how they feel in their clothes, and they go by how they look, and by how the other people look at them, I don't like fucking these machines that literally like, well, they're 99% accurate. Like, how the fuck are you 99% accurate? You literally don't make no sense to me. Like, there was one day, I sat there, and I ate a big-ass pork steak before I went to bed. I woke up, I did a scan, it said I dropped like 4% body fat and gained like 2 pounds of muscle. I'm like, how? Where's this coming from? It looks like you recovered. And I'm like, dude, I do the same thing every damn time. So your machine is literally a device to have people buy shit from your store. Because it makes no fucking sense. I've been up and down on that fucking thing for a long ass time. I haven't seen barely any fucking difference. Like 3 months ago when I wasn't really hitting the weights too hard, it says that I was at 90 pounds of muscle, and it says I was at a good fat percent. My fat percent was at like, I don't know, like 20 something. I've been lifting the weights. I go back in there. It said I dropped 0.9 of muscle. I'm like, okay, you know, that makes no sense. I'm bigger. I feel bigger now. My calves are bigger. I'm more fucking larger as a person. I'm like, okay. It said my fat percent shot up to like fucking like 8% or some bullshit like that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this piece of shit? Like, dude, I'm not going back there and do that scan again. I know a lot of people doing that. And like, dude, it makes I'm sorry, like, there's so many people that do steroids nowadays, even minor steroids like Anavar or fucking Deca and shit. And there's not even steroids out there. They got all these peptides out there and all this other fucking shit out there. It's like, dude, everybody's on something because they don't want to do it naturally because they can't do it naturally because they're fucking scared of it. They're scared of, I'm not working out fast enough. I gotta work out all the time. It's like, I get it. Train in martial arts or something. Do some, you know, get some gloves on, do some punch exercises and shit. You know, just having muscles doesn't mean shit, honestly, if you don't train them. You know, it's like, I don't think a lot of people even understand that. Whole point of having strength is to be able to fucking use it. Not to look like a fucking playboy all damn day. You're just sitting there like, check me out, girls. Yeah, I look good. And then, you know, you'll get a whole bunch of fucking sluts that want to suck your dick. And then you do the same thing too, and then that's why you have the pandemic and all this bullshit. You got all these whores out there, and they're sitting there sleeping with all these high class, they ain't even high class people, that most of them just attractive. They have no fucking honor in their life. But yeah, don't ever get fooled away with scales and shit. That's the biggest thing that I always tend to like get lost with. And then I'll have these people try to explain to me like why certain things aren't happening now. Man, I don't need your explanation, motherfucker. You know, if I look at myself right now, the way I am now, compared to 3 months ago, I definitely have probably gained at least 5 or so pounds of fucking mass throughout my whole entire body, hands down. And the scale's not showing it. It's fucking retarded. It makes no sense to me. So I already know how big I was. My fat percentage is still the fucking same. I still got a little bit of a fudge butt. You tell me my arms are fucking way fucking bigger. My chest is way bigger. My back is way fucking bigger. And it doesn't show it on there. I say your machine's probably like 50% accurate because it doesn't make any fucking sense. And they always pray, oh no, it's accurate. No, it's not accurate. Because it goes by electronic. It shoots little like electronic pulses through your. It counts how much water you have in your muscles. That's exactly what it is. So the more drained you are, just to say, and it counts the food in your stomach too. So if you eat a whole bunch of food before you go in there, your scale's gonna be 100% fucking off. Because it's gonna count all that fat and all that fucking nutrients in your stomach. It's gonna be like, well, you're fucking a fat ass. And it's like, it doesn't actually go by the actual fat. And that's the problem with it is. And it's just like, why even have something that doesn't even fucking work? Like, I go on your scale, and it says I was fucking like 216. I went on my scale, it says I was 211. Where the fuck did the 5 pounds come from? You know, yeah, I could have ate food in that. Yeah, I didn't eat 5 pounds worth of fucking food, I'll tell you that right now. That's an extreme amount of food. Some people don't eat 5 pounds worth of food in a whole day. And it's just weird though. Like, I went on the scale the other day, and of course, it was after I drank a bunch of water and that all stuff, and that, yeah, I was at like 214. Water, I understand. Water weight's always a thing. When you're cut and drying, that's a little bit different story. That's why you don't go by the scale. The scale never makes sense. Because they always say go by the morning scale, like right when you first wake up. Because you'll probably have all the water out of you, man. You take a big ass fucking piss or take a big old dump or something, and then you weigh yourself. And then you'll see the difference. Not always go by looks. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of bullshit out there. That's the reason why a lot of people have to really stay consistent. You be whatever the fuck you want to be. You know, you don't have to look like fucking Arnold. That's ridiculous. That's could be a lot of fucking genetics, or it could be just a huge amount of fucking steroids they took back then. And back then, their steroids were a little bit more different than they are now. Only thing I know is that I stick by the most is the protein. Yeah, eating your body mass and protein, at least getting really close to it. I don't think you have to eat the full body mass. I think if you're 200, like 20 pounds a day, if you eat 200 grams a day, you're gonna be fine. Just consistently eat throughout the day, and you're gonna grow. There's no magic fucking number. You're gonna be like, oh, but one day you eat, 300 grams of protein, all of a sudden you're like, you bulk up. Yeah, you might, but like the other day, I ate a shit ton of fucking food, man. I took a monstrous fucking shit. I literally like pooped out everything I fucking ate. I probably only got like half that nutrients in. I think it's a basic digestion. Like the more that you regulate that 2 to 3 hour ratio of eating, the more you absorb. Because you shouldn't be pooping that much. Like people that poop like fucking every day. Their food is way too fucking much. You know, like whenever you gotta go, you gotta go. Like it happened, like I had a big 10-ounce fucking steak with a gigantic baked potato and some salad. And I had like a little bit of Michelob because I went out with my dad and that week. And then as soon as I came home, I took a protein shake before I had left because I just got done with the gym. So I took about 50 grams of protein like I normally do. Only 50. No, it wasn't 50. It was like 30. And it was like 30 some minutes before we, actually ate. It's like, okay, I know I digest the bulk of that. So I was hungry. So I was eating that steak and that tastes really good because your taste literally tells you that you're hungry. When something tastes really fucking good, your brain is very, very unique. When something tastes bad or doesn't have as much of a flavor to it, you're definitely not fucking hungry. Because then you would eat it. Your flavor enhances the more hungry you get. I test drive it out and that, like, I didn't eat at all at work. And I was starving when I got home. So, like, I was eating some of these, freaking magnesium gummies, and they tasted so fucking good. Because I was so hungry, my body was really, like, on the verge of, like, going to that pass-out phase. I'm feeling like shit. And my god, that little tasty-ass berry gummy with magnesium in it tasted like fucking amazing. Then I had, like, my food with me and that I got from work, and I ate the fuck out of that. So it's just very unique to look at, how's our body actually fluctuate with eating. I think a lot of people just eat too much because they're bored, just like anything else. Their excitement's really low because they get too excited over stuff and that, and they don't maintain like something that keeps them going, like a hobby most likely, or if you're like any type of hobby now, maybe like research and stuff in there. If you're like training, like you do like practice like shadow boxing shit, and you train or get like a wooden sword and that, because I'm a fucking dork. Take that, swing that around that, and just train and shit, Go out for a long ass walk when it's nice outside, probably during the fall time or springtime. Just go out for a nice chill night walk and just walk around and just, let's do a podcast or sit there and watch a fucking show and that. Just walk around there. And this is where it all comes down to. Back in the old days, entertainment was always at home. I couldn't be entertained at work or at school. They wouldn't allow it, but now everyone can be entertained all the time. They just pop out their phone, just watch fucking any type of TV show they want to watch, instead of waiting until they got home. Oh, there it is. It's just like starving yourself. Fasting that, when you fast that, you get uncomfortable. And to get through that uncomfortable stage, you have to suffer. And it sucks. It sucks a lot to suffer, but that's what it is. Because the more, that's why there's, say, like a yin and yang with this shit. You could suffer, then stuff gets more entertaining. If I stop playing video games and stop doing shit for a long time and that, not even for a long time. I mean, the suffering might feel forever, but like, I stopped doing shit for like a day or two and didn't watch any TV and that, just fell asleep normal with, no background noise and that, just hit the thing when it's nighttime and that. And I could suffer through it. Well, that's what we used to do back then. When you were tired, you would sleep. A lot of times is, like for me, I don't really get tired. I put myself to sleep. Like, I don't really get, tired. I get bored. And the only time I ever get tired is when I do a really hard, workout session. A lot of times then, I'm not really tired. I just know I have to sleep because I have to wake up to go to fucking work. Like right now, I'm not working today. I literally took like a fucking 3-hour nap. I woke up at like 2 in the morning, and now I'm still up. Then I already ate my breakfast and that. And now I'm just chilling, waiting. Actually, pretty soon I'm about to get my next meal in me. I did 2 workouts in the last 2 days. I worked out Tuesday, and then I worked out, I think, Monday before I went to work. So I'm basically all in recovery mode right now. So this is where I gotta start focusing on my diet. And actually doing really well now. Been eating more like tomatoes and that with salt on them. I've been craving that shit a lot. Still drinking my pre-workout and that, you know. I'm focusing on trying to eat more healthy now. It's getting better. It's getting a lot better. The only thing that, you know, that's getting really better than I'm digesting better. I'm feeling different. I'm going to the bathroom more efficiently. Nothing's like extremely hard to push out. Not constipated. You know. It's good. You know, a lot of people don't understand. Like, I see a lot of people with gut problems. So many gut problems. Because you guys are all smoking vapes and weed and shit. All that shit fucking destroys your damn gut. Like, you guys are constantly saying, this shit's gonna be, that shit is literally fucking making your life a living hell. And no wonder it's called the devil's lettuce. No wonder back then people only used it every now and again. Yeah, I gotta keep the fan on, it's fucking hot in my room. I'm like, people believe in this shit and it doesn't even do nothing for them. Like, I've seen almost everybody that I fucking talk to that all smokes weed and shit, they all have issues with gut health. Ugh. Like, there's one guy in that, no, he's a fat guy, and I work with him that, he's fucking overly fat. He's proud of being fat. I'm just like, okay. You're proud. Like, oh, I'm a dorky ass person. I'm like, just because you're dorky, it doesn't mean you need to be fat. Fatness is the laziness. If you're a dorky person and you play video games all day, just don't eat so much shit. Like, lay back on what you eat. Like, you don't need to fucking sit there and smash fucking food every hour and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. You're not hungry. You're just fat. You're mimicking hunger because you're bored. You set yourself up to fail. I went through the transition. I don't eat processed shit barely anymore. I cook all my food. I either toaster oven it, or I sit there, you know, and put it in the freaking air fryer, or I cooked 4 scrambled eggs. I chopped up some mushrooms and onions. I sauteed the onions and mushrooms with, you know, some olive oil. I did some, you know, pepper and salt and garlic. I did scrambled egg that fucking tasted astounding. It was just really fucking good flavor. And, you know, I did my hot sauce and ketchup and that. That added a little bit more calories to it because I wasn't eating any carbs. Besides, I drank like a glass of milk, but you know, it was like 2 cups of milk, so it wasn't like a ridiculous amount of carbs. And I'm good. You know, now I'm gonna go up there and probably give me a bagel and I don't know, maybe another slice of tomatoes and do some cheese or something. Cause I like to eat my cheese and shit. Cause I don't like eating the enormous amount of protein every meal. Sometimes some meals are more than others. Like, I think if I stay consistent with like 25, 30 grams of protein, give or take, depending on what I eat, then I feel okay with it. But sometimes I know, fuck, it's too much. I'm just sitting like, damn, dude, I'm fucking... You know, like, I'll have a protein shake with the next meal so I can get that amount of protein in me. But I have to wait till I digest, and digestion is pretty much what the energy's going through the roof, so I know I'm already getting what I need, so let's go for meal number 2. Bye-bye.